I'm Carlos Hendricks, aka Clos, aka Imso, Brooklyn. Alright? What do you think, it's a game? Huh? Anyhow, how it all started? It started in '05, you know. I was doing some printing, actually graphics for a friend of mine in Bed-Stuy, and you know, we were designing different things, you know. I did a lot of drawing and painting and all that stuff. I was never really into like apparel, the apparel part of the art world. So I saw that these guys were creating shirts, you know, and trying to print t-shirts because we were in a print shop. So I've never really been in a print shop because I'm a painter, you know. I decided that, you know, I was in a downtime in my life, you know, and I was laying down one night, you know, when I left my, the print shop. So I started to think, you know, it was like a lonely feeling, and I found myself just there, like, alone. No friends. My friends are all gone different places. You know, everyone has moved on, and I'm here just still trying to knock things out. And I said to myself, damn, everybody's moving, you know. People are moving to Atlanta, they're moving to Florida, they're going to New Jersey, they're going all over the place. And I'm sitting there like, I've lived in Jersey. I know what that life is about, so I know what the like suburban type life is, you know. I know what city life is because I came from Guyana. I came from a city, you know. I came from a busy type place. So I mean, certain places wasn't for me. I came to Brooklyn in 1980. I came to America. You know, I lived on Brooklyn Avenue and Church and Linden Boulevard for a couple months. You know, it reminded me of home, of Guyana, you know. I was able to get everything I needed. You know, I got coconut, I got, there were things that they have in Guyana, fruits and Guyanese food that I didn't, you know, I just felt at home, you know. So back to, you know, me and being there lonely in this apartment one night and feeling down and out. I'm thinking, like I said, I lived in Jersey, I lived there, I live here, I live different places, and Brooklyn was the only place that really struck like home to me, you know, where I was comfortable. So in the process of trying to sleep, I said, all those people are moving. I got two friends already came back. You know, I guess, I don't know if they weren't successful over there where they went, but they're back here now. You know. So out of my frustration, I was like, I'm not going to any damn place, man. I'm so Brooklyn. And when I said it, it kind of clicked, like, I'm so Brooklyn, like, I'm so Brooklyn. I was like, I'm so Brooklyn. So I did it. I said, I'm so Brooklyn. Then I started to, you know, repeat it. And I got excited for some reason. I wrote it down on a matchbook. And you know, I started it till the next day. I went to the print shop. I took my little matchbook and I said, listen, my boy at the time, you know, Bino, Brooklyn Renaissance, I said, yo, B, when you think about this right here, I'm from Brooklyn. Sounds catchy. He sounds catchy. I was like, yeah, it sounds catchy. I kind of like it. You know, I like how it sounds. So he was like, what you want to do? What you want to do? I was like, I don't know. I'm going to come up, I'm going to design something and try to see what I get. And that's when it all started, you know. I had many, many designs, you know, trying to represent Imso, Brooklyn. You know. I came up with a clock tower, I came up with a bridge, I came up with all kind of crazy stuff. And nothing was working. And, you know, my brother is a big asshole. Comes over one day, he saw me designing stuff, he says, Imso, Brooklyn. I said, what do you think of this? I showed him the clock tower downtown Brooklyn, and the bridge, you know, it's the M part, and I had it like, I am so Brooklyn, right? It's like, man, that looks like what do you call it? Those burial grounds type places, the cemetery type logo. I'm like, I said, yo, that's the Brooklyn Bridge. What are you talking about? It looks like cemetery thing. So, you know, when somebody just puts something in your head, it's like, all right, now I got to go back to the drawing board and try to come up with something where, I mean, which was good. Feedback is good, you know, I like feedback. So, I said, if he didn't recognize it said, then I have to, you know, try something new. Not really new, but, you know, something that relates, that people can relate. So I called some other people and they looked at it, they didn't really get out of it. So I was like, you know what, I'm an artist. I'm going to freehand this bad boy. I mean, I never really done like graffiti and all that stuff. I you know, paint, I draw, I do different things, but not really graffiti. So I said, all right, let me just So I started drawing and I was like, wait a minute. All right, so I'm going to use so then I just wrote it out. Then I give it these bulky looking letters. Then I came up with this kind of thing around it and start to boogie woogie, you know. I implemented the map of Brooklyn. No one really knows that, but the map of Brooklyn, that's what it is that surrounds this thing here. So when people see it, sometimes they say, oh, that looks like a Brooklyn bridge, or it's a bridge. It's whatever you see, man. You know, it reps Brooklyn. It probably is the bridge. You know, so it's whatever you see. And if it looks like cities and bridges and tunnels, and then the message is clear that you're seeing all that stuff. So that's kind of saying like, yeah, it's Brooklyn. You know what I mean, that's basically it. Imso Brooklyn. You know, I came up with it. I brought it up. You know, I started printing shirts in my house. I didn't start anything at the print shop. What I did was, I did like a heat transfer to see what it's going to look like on a t-shirt. Because like I said, I never really printed t-shirts. I put on a shirt. It was interesting. Then I took it to the print shop. And I created a screen, and then I printed on a shirt, and I thought it was more interesting looking because I've never done a screen print. Even though I was in a screen printing shop, I was just there doing some graphics, and everybody, and you know, everybody else was doing what they're doing regarding the printing and all that stuff. So now I have my own to print. So what I did was, I printed the shirt and I went back, you know, went back home. I started to wear the shirt. Kid in my building saw it. Yo, Los, what's up? Imso Brooklyn. Ah, it's a nice t-shirt. Where'd you get it? You like it? Yeah, I like it. Imso Brooklyn. And then when I said, when he said that, and he was excited, I said, would you wear it? I mean, you like it enough to wear it? He said, yeah. I said, well, I got one. I mean, I got one if you like, you know. He said, how much is it? I said, how much? Oh, shit. You willing to buy it? Pay for it? So, you know, a light bulb went in my head like, wow, okay, he's willing to pay for it. He's just a kid, you know. I said, give me $15. So, $15, and I sold my first I'm So Brooklyn shirt. I was excited. I printed more without any knowledge really of this apparel business and this and that. So I got crazy and I took some money. I went and bought a shirt. I started printing. Another kid in my building, he saw it. He liked it. He bought one, and I think that was it. That was the acceleration really. The two kids in my building that propel I'm So Brooklyn to grow and move forward, and that's where I am today. It's 2012 now, almost 2013. It's November. So, you know, in '05 to now, I see a big difference. You know, people used to say, "Yo, Los, man, you trademark that because people can copy it, son." I'm like, yo, I can't trademark everything. You know what I'm saying? I got Clos Designs trademark, and anything under Clos is Clos Designs, and that's my design. And I just basically create my stuff without thinking in terms of the damn copycats and those people trying to steal your ideas and your stuff. So I was like, well, they can't really computer generate this too easy. You know, they have to really go take this shirt somewhere, scan it, do whatever the hell they gotta do with it, and just print it somewhere. You know, there's a lot of subliminal stuff that's on it that I know, you know, that's mine, and nobody can really touch it. That's my trademark way of doing things. You know, in '07, 2 years later, '06 or '07, I think, felt like about 2 years later. My boy came to me. He was there with me in the house. He came and he said, "Yo, Los, summertime." He was like, "Yo, Los, yo, you heard that death of auto tunes?" I was like, "What's that?" He said, "Jay-Z got a song, son. It's called Death of Auto Tunes. He says, I'm So Brooklyn in it." I said, "Word?" I was like, "Oh, shoot." So I was thrown off guard for a second. Like, yo, he said, "I'm So Brooklyn. You sure?" So then I was like, yo, let me hear that song, man. Find that shit. So we got the song. I heard it. A part of it, Jay-Z says, you know, "I'm So Brooklyn. I might do it myself. I'm So Brooklyn." And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. You know, Jay-Z just said I'm So Brooklyn. People hear that shit. Now I'm going to look like I'm copying Jay-Z here. How am I going to work this out, you know? But I didn't give it too much thought. Like, in my head, in my heart, in my soul, I said, I came up with this thing. You know, I'm going to keep going forward. And my boy was like, "Yo, Los, you sure you came up with that?" I was like, "Nigga, yo, don't fucking ask me no stupid question. How long you been in this shit doing this thing with me?" So, you know, that was that for that, you know. And I was like, that nigga Jay-Z probably saw some walking down this, or some female walking down the street with I'm So Brooklyn, because I'm So Brooklyn. I started printing female shirts, you know, the baby doll t-shirts and nice colors and you know, the oranges and the purples and the pinks and the royal blues and the sky blue. And I started printing those, and they were selling. I was selling those shirts for $30, and they were buying it. I was on Fulton and South Portland, to be exact, selling my stuff at a flea market out there, or Jacob's Garden, you know. So, you know, they were buying it. So I'm like, what I said to him regarding what he said, like, yo, Los, you so good. I said, yo, listen, Jay-Z probably saw some female with my shirt while he was cruising somewhere in Brooklyn or wherever, and saw that shirt. Ran up in the studio, You know what I'm saying? I probably thought like, damn, nigga, I ain't come up with I'm so Brooklyn. Who the fuck did that shit, son? Who the fuck said, oh shit, son, I'm gonna put that shit on wax, nigga. I'm Jay-Z, nigga. I'm gonna own that shit, nigga. Fuck that, nigga. So, that's where it is. That's where it is. People always tell me, yo, when you get Jay-Z a shirt, you want to get Jay-Z a shirt. I'm like, Jay-Z a shirt for what? You know, this shirt ain't for everybody. It says I'm so Brooklyn, but it ain't for everybody. You know, it's a feeling, and it's a feeling I was having at the moment when I came up with it. So it's a feeling, you know. It's not about these big bold ass thing on your shirt that says I'm so Brooklyn. No. Why am I so Brooklyn? Why are you so Brooklyn? You know, we all have some kind of affiliation, some relation, something about Brooklyn that we love and we like and that we can relate to, you know. It's not about wearing a shirt that announces that I'm from Brooklyn, you know, I'm this Brooklyn person. No. You're repping Brooklyn in a positive light. Alright? You know, I got a little monologue here that you know, a friend of mine, Sean Newman, you know, aka 1299, you know what I mean? He I called him downstairs. I'm like, yo, Sean, you know what I'm saying? I got this thing here. I want you to hook it up, enhance it. I need a little like monologue or something, you know what I'm saying? Something about Brooklyn, you know, in a positive light. Sean was like, all right, Los, I want you to do this for me though. I want a tattoo. So can you draw it? I was like, yeah, I'll draw you a tattoo, you know what I'm saying? I drew the tattoo. Sean came back downstairs. I read it. I was like, yeah, this is nice. I like it. So he came up with Brooklyn is the mecca of cultural revolution. It's edgy, dynamic, aggressive. The hustle keeps us persistent because we're never satisfied. No more words needed because I'm so Brooklyn. He said, no more words needed because I'm so Brooklyn. I was like, yo, that shit is hard, son. So I just kept it, you know, I kept it and I just implemented it into the design. And it's been that way ever since, you know, it's there. My shirts is for everybody. It's for kids, it's for grandmas, it's for everybody. I want people to be able to wear I'm so Brooklyn. You know, they can go out and play ball. They can go out to a little backyard picnic party, whatever. I don't know who's going to wear it to go to a club, but, you know, I've worn it to go to a club, you know. I mean, not a major upscale club where I'm going to go throw on a t-shirt, but, you know, there's certain clubs you could rock your little, you know, graphic t-shirts, you know. So I've rocked that. That's how I promote, because, you know, I ain't a really party guy like that anymore, but, you know, when I go out, it's basically, I feel like I'm working when I go out, because I'm out there promoting I'm so Brooklyn, you know what I mean? Not too many people are by my side with that, but, you know, the few that are there, you know, they represent, you know, they support however they can support, whether it's wearing the shirt, telling someone about the shirt, spreading news about the shirt through, like, the social networks, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever they're doing, you know? But I'm so Brooklyn is I'm so Brooklyn. And I intended for it to be here forever. As long as Brooklyn is here, I'm so Brooklyn is gonna be here. All right? You know, I was here before the Barclays Stadium was even a thought. You know, so you know when that time came, people were like, yo, son, you should be down at Barclays Stadium. Son, Barclays. I'm like, man, I don't need to go through all that, man. You know, it's just amazing of how many people I meet because of my design, you know, the things that are said because of my design, you know, whether it's positive or negative, but I usually get a lot of positive feedback, you know what I mean? So, yeah, Clos, you know, I'm so Brooklyn, you know, I got the copycats, they're here, you know, I see I'm so Brooklyn out there now in a different design, same name. You know, I didn't try to claim the rights to the I'm so Brooklyn, even though I, you know, in my heart and soul, I came up with the concept. I've never seen anything about I'm so Brooklyn like on media, on YouTube and all that, those kind of things, until my stuff started hitting the streets. Then I started to see like little, rappers posting up on YouTube like I'm so Brooklyn. On Facebook, there's people calling themselves I'm so Brooklyn. Yeah, it's a lot that's going on, which tells me that what I did, what I came up with, it's all right. It's something that's catchy, and other people are willing to run with it. They're not coming up with the same design, but they're using my slogan. It's my slogan. I'm so Brooklyn, homie. All right? This is the original I'm so Brooklyn. So when you see anything else that kind of says I'm so Brooklyn and it don't look like this, then it ain't I'm so Brooklyn. It's a knockoff, a copycat. It's somebody that doesn't even have their own ideas. Someone that can't come up with their own concept. And when you look at their designs, I'm going to say to you that, homie, you ain't a designer. Alright? So don't think you can just get some money from somewhere and think you can just go print a bunch of garbage and try to claim something that's not yours. You want to eat off of me? Holler at me. Maybe I can work something out with you. Alright? Maybe we can take some of that money you got and print some of this shirt right here. You become an investor. So you can eat off the real I'm so Brooklyn. So that your kids won't look at you like a copycat. Like, yo, daddy, somebody else got I'm so Brooklyn, daddy. They're trying to copy you. And then you feel like an idiot because now in your head you're saying, damn, how do I tell my son I copied it? It wasn't my idea. How do I tell my daughter that daddy's a copycat? He's unoriginal and doesn't have his own idea? How do I tell my wife? Jesus Lord. Huh? Be original. I'm an artist. And artists have their own thing going on. They're in their own world. Okay? I'm a fond believer in not trying to copy people's shit and duplicate people's shit, because I'm an originator. I love being original. I don't like to create anything that looks like anybody else's work. So any design that you see that I create, Clos, of Clos Designs, it's all original. You're going to be like, that's different. Some people like different, some people don't. Some people just like going with the crowd, following the trend. Pretty soon they'll be following the trend of I'm so Brooklyn. Then you'll have to follow, deal with other things that I got coming. I got the 5 boroughs. I got Brooklyn Laced Up. Brooklyn Laced Up was like way before I'm so Brooklyn. I never really just pushed it, you know what I'm saying? Due to finances, of course. I'm so Brooklyn is kind of, it's moving, but, due to finances, of course, it slow things down a little, but it's on the right track. God is good. God has been blessing me, and shirts they've been moving, They're still moving. People, when they see it, I still get the same response I get from the kids in the building from, in '05, like, yo, I'm so Brooklyn, I go out, people just, once they buy a t-shirt from me, what I've witnessed with a lot of these people is that they put it on right away, and then they leave it on, and then they look at it, and then they walk, and then they strut. And I love that. I just look at it and I'm like, wow, that's cool, that's good, I like that, and I'm happy for that. And I want my shirts to be all over. I want it to be in Germany, in France, in Switzerland, in friggin' Guyana, in all the Caribbean, wherever, wherever you go in this world, and they say Brooklyn, there's always somebody in that crowd that's been to Brooklyn or has family in Brooklyn. He's always shouting, yeah, Brooklyn! So when they get a I'm so Brooklyn t-shirt, They rep in Brooklyn. Rep Brooklyn in a positive life. Like I said, it's the mecca of cultural revolution. It's edgy, dynamic, aggressive, and the hustle keeps us persistent because we are never satisfied. No more words needed because
I saw Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
I'm on the set, man.
I'm so Brooklyn. I'm so yellow.
See, he had it. So Brooklyn.
So Brooklyn Park.
So Brooklyn. So Brooklyn.
I'm so Brooklyn.